Welcome to another Freedom Talk, where Vivekji takes questions from seekers across the world. Freedom Talks happen on Sundays during Vivekji's Meaningful Morning sessions. If you're interested in joining, find out more about Meaningful Mornings on our website, chinmayaniagara.com. Let's tune into this week's questions.
This is Anonymous. Hari Om Vivekji, my humble pranam to you. I have a question about raising kids. I also have a question about raising kids. Can I enter questions into this form? I keep hearing about staying detached and just have unconditional love for kids, which I find very hard, especially with teenagers. My teen is 17 and not at all serious about college prep. He's overconfident, looking at his grades. He has immense potential, but is wasting it away by involving in other activities like Xbox or watching videos or hanging out with his girlfriend. When questioned, he completely cuts us off and does not speak at all for a few months. How do I handle this situation? Please guide. From an absolute perspective, pray. Prayer should be our first resort, not our last resort. Pray for many reasons. Number one, your own quietude of mind. The more quiet your mind is, the more impactful you can be. I recently wrote to a seeker who had asked me a question about being an activist. And I told him the majority of activists use social media and they express their loud voice, but they don't attend study groups. They're not engaged in sadhana, which means their minds are not quiet, which is why the only people who hear their loud voice is the people around them who are speaking just as loud. In other words, their impact is very little. Those who quieten their minds, they have an impact that cannot be quantified. It's almost mystical. So you pray to quieten your mind. You pray to understand yourself, to understand your son, etc. This will make all the difference in dissolving your question, really. Number two, try to relate to your son more. Try, and I'm not saying it's easy, but try to relate to your son more in terms of video games. Ask him about his girlfriend and so on and so forth. That way, he opens up to you. If he's open to you, you can provide guidance. But if he's not open to you, you're speaking to a wall, correct? This is why we have Freedom Talks also, for all of us to open up to each other. This is why I insist your camera's on, your name's written, so we're open to each other. Try to relate to your son more. And a third point, even though I said I'd only share two. Many of us were in the same place as your son. And now fast forward 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we're doing all right. I find every typical high school boy expresses overconfidence on account of their insecurity. It's so typical. I saw this in myself. And one grows out of that. Through getting pushed and pulled by the world, you grow out of that. This is a fine way of parents with older kids to learn to let go. Your training is to be okay with your kids being pushed and pulled by the world. In terms of parents with younger children, I was just sharing with Sheila yesterday, many parents adopt a short-term strategy that if their child is crying or doesn't get what they want, because they don't have the tatiksha or patience to endure that crying or that noise or that conflict, they just give in to that. And so what they're doing is they're weakening their kids instead of protecting them. You just have to let them cry it out, not get what they want. Let them be in that inner conflict, because that will teach them how the world is. You don't get what you want all the time. You rarely get what you want. So let the world teach them. And that means parents have to let go more. I'm trying this with our 2-year-old. You do what you want, do what you want. Be independent. Feed yourself. One more question. Hariom Vivekji. My teen says she is not motivated enough to get up and go to school and says she has not found her purpose. How do I deal with the situation? She says that she is not interested in action like running, yoga, activity. I see her on the phone all the time. Please guide me. A higher perspective is for you to be the person you want your daughter to be. I would question you, are you on your phone all the time? I would challenge you, are you getting up for meaningful mornings every morning? Because if you're not, and she's older, so who is she looking to? You. Who are you to tell her not to do it? Even though you do have the right to tell her, but she doesn't know that, correct? She's not an adult like you and I are. So ensure you're living like this. I'm astounded and appreciative of when Vyasa, our older son, says things or does things that he has seen with me. I'm appreciative because it makes me that much more careful, not of just what I'm doing and saying, but even how I'm thinking. In a relative sense, try to create a shared activity with her in the morning. Like you read together, or you watch something on television together, you listen to a podcast together, you clean the kitchen together. Do something together so that this habit is developed of waking up in the morning. That will help one to be more cheerful, will help one to be more ready for going to school and beyond.